special business building expos. The goal is to showcase what we have, share concepts, strategies, money-making ideas, so that by the time we will have finished this session, we would have been introduced to other products and services beyond those that we were already familiar with, as well as have had the opportunity to introduce the very business that we are doing personally. In this kind of setting, it's different from the typical trade show environment where you simply set up and wait to see who will come and buy. This is more business to business, but it has the difference where you get a chance to introduce yourself, introduce your business, and introduce the kind of opportunities associated with the kind of business you are doing. What we do, we're going to go right through, as I said, everybody's going to get a chance. After we will have introduced ourselves, we give a little room for actual business to be done. We visit each other's tables and do business. But then, after that, we come to another stage where we go more in-depth. We give what we call our elevator speech first. Then the next go-around, we give an in-depth kind of speech, which says to everybody, by the time I'm finished, here are the reasons why you should be rushing over to my table. Now, at this point, you're going to see that even in the entertainment area, Sherilyn's song, Sherilyn want to give a little wave so that, yes, it's her business. And she has CDs readily available. She markets them in this kind of environment, but she also markets them generally as she goes from different concert to concert or special shows that are out there. This tonight is going to be a very interesting one because we have a different kind of focus, a different angle to what we're doing. When we got started, there were certain simple concepts. We said, okay, for the heck of it, HECK. That acronym symbolized H as in health, and that's the best form of wealth. E, education. C, commerce. And K, just general knowledge. The more we know is the better we're able to do with what we're seeking to accomplish. So tonight, as I said, we're going to see how the forum works as we do all of this. We're going to start with introducing ourselves. And each person, in the initial introduction, you have a minute, tops 2, just to say who you are, the name of your organization, if it has a name, the kind of business you're in. And then we keep going around until everyone has been introduced. The next round of introductions now, then you tell us why we need to do business with you. So let's start on my right and your left. Just to introduce ourselves. Your name, the name of your company, and the kind of business you're in.
Sure. So hello, everyone. Good night. Thanks for everybody showing up tonight. My name is Jillian Mullings. I'm with Guardian Life Insurance, and my office is up in Tarrytown, New York. I'm a regular listener of the radio. That's how I heard about this. But I wanted to talk tonight about Social Security and how it affects people in our community, and especially what we call the informal economy. And that's something that every Caribbean person, every person from around the world really understands. So those are the activities that, you know, you might be working off the books, or you have a self-employed situation and your income is not always reported the way it actually comes in. And there are many reasons for that. But I want to talk to you about how that's going to affect you down the road when you're ready to retire, and what things we can do to keep you from falling into a really bad situation.
All right, welcome. Let's give her a round of applause. Welcome. Yes, moving right along. Yes.
Hello, my name is Glenn McLaughlin, and I'm a chemistry professor at Queens College. We're here to showcase this 3D printer that we have actually developed, and I'm a material scientist, so I'm interested in using this new instrument, this novel instrument, to make products with it. So you're welcome to come by and speak to the innovators and so on.
Excellent. Welcome.
My name is Bertram Thompson. I'm a part of the group, and we have this 3D printer that we're going to be showcasing today, and I hope you find it interesting. Thank you.
Hi, my name is James Carpino, and I've been working with 3D printers for a while, and we formed this group to bring some new and interesting smaller 3D printers to the world, and I'll be happy to tell you more about it later on. Thank you.
Okay, I'll say please. Hi, I'm Sandy Pope, and I'm the president of SISTA, C-I-S-T-A. SISTA is a health and wellness organization, and the most important thing I'm trying to share tonight is the importance of drinking alkaline water opposed to drinking tap water or tea or coffee. And I'm here to show you the book that I wrote, and it's supposed to illustrate all the details of alkaline water and how alkaline water brings you energy, and you need energy to proceed with everything that you do. So please come over to my table. I, number one, have a book that I just finished. I have information about alkaline water, and I have the details about bottled water and why bottled water is destroying our environment and destroying our overall health as well.
Hello, I'm Cheryl and Song. That's my stage name. My husband Holmes does sound for me, and we do music. I write music, compose for special needs, for theater, as well as for special events, and I also perform. Look forward to talking with you more later. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome.
Good evening, folks. My name is Herbert Binger. I do research in healthcare, diabetes I specialize in. I've been doing this for over 22 years. And we've came up with some great innovations, some of which we cannot afford to produce, but they all work. And I'm here to impart whatever information I can impart to you so you can make betterment of your health and subsequently get wealth. Thank you.
All right. Coming right around to me again. Name Molendino Moxey with Wealth Builders International Network. We focus on 3 areas: web design and web business development. What we're doing right now, expos and business networking opportunities. And thirdly, business communication products, the printed material you need, any advertising or promotional pieces, we do that. Now, this kind of setting, again, is geared towards business owners, managers, supervisors, upwardly mobile consumers. Anyone who may have an idea, want to take it to the next level, where you can begin to earn based on what you've learned. And I'm happy that the gentlemen are here in the same capacity today. It could be a very simple idea, but if it takes off the modern jargon they use, it goes viral. And suddenly you have something that is a big money maker. It could be your pension plan. And if you have the right idea and you market it in the right kind of a way, all you need, as I keep saying to each person, is one product that when you sell it, you have 1 million people from around the world willing to try it. And you net just $1 from each product. How much would you have made? If you net $2, what does that make you? A 2 millionaire? A multi-millionaire. You're on the way to being a multi-millionaire. And this is the whole idea. The idea here is for the synergistic input to help us to not just come up with good ideas, but to take it to the next level and in fact take things to what we call the fruitful logical conclusion that these ideas really are designed to achieve anyhow. So now we're going to move around again. One more time, we're going to do a deeper introduction of ourselves and what we do. Now, beyond your elevator speech, you're going to get, like, this time 3 minutes to 5 minutes. You have a special feature spot, so don't worry about it. You can still catch it on the 3 minutes. Just to say a little more about your business now. We know who
you
rest
are.
of us and why, in fact, we should be seeking to rush over to your table to do business with you by the time you're finished.
Okay, so one of the features of my practice, I like to work with small business owners and show them how they can put away more money for themselves and their employees, save for retirement, and have a much bigger tax write-off, which means you're writing a much smaller check to the IRS at the end of the year. And it's a way for you to secure your future almost for free. You know, it's in a way you are securing your retirement, you're securing your income protection, you are securing your child's education, and it's being paid through your business, and then you're writing it off as an allowable deductible expense. The law has changed on that, on what some things that are allowed for business owners to do. The law changed over 10 years ago, but because nobody's talking about it and nobody's reaching out to small business owners, we're missing out on many, many great opportunities to really take advantage of the whole point of owning a business. Developing a place in the community, doing something you love, and creating financial security for your future. So I'm very passionate about that, and I really want to reach out to the African American, the Caribbean, and women business owner community, because we are the ones that are really not talking to the right people and not getting the right information.
So he's going to give you a demo.
So, I can start? Okay, so 3D printing is a technology that lets you take something that you see on the screen, a three-dimensional object like you would ordinarily see in video games or engineering objects, and then you can create a solid object, and they can be useful objects, or they can be toys, or whatever you have in mind. Here's a vase, and here's a little squirrel. All right, and so this technology is not new. It's been around for 30 years, but guarded by patents, and those patents have only recently started to expire. And now there's this new wave. It's become very popular in hobbyists and starting to make its way into schools and engineering schools where people will have a 3D printer that they can do this. What I found is that it's very inspiring for somebody with a little bit of learning, a little bit of experience with this, to be able to make something three-dimensional on the screen and print it out, download something from the internet and print it out, to be able to design objects to solve a problem that you couldn't before. You can't necessarily buy something of a particular shape, whether it's a hook or some part to repair an appliance or a knob. And so that ability is really valuable. And now what's happening in the world is that foreign countries are making great strides in this, and children in schools are getting many more 3D printers, and I think we're falling a little behind. And so I designed this very small 3D printer that people can have at home and use it, not because a little trinket is very, very valuable or very important. You can find other ways to find happiness, but because it empowers you to find something on the internet or to develop or to design something in 3 dimensions and then put that thing down into reality, to make a physical thing a reality.
Okay, to talk a little bit more about my business, I'm very happy to say that I'm the author of a new book, Sister for Wellness, Good Health Guide to Start a Home-Based Business. And one of the reasons why I wrote this book was that I needed people to understand to have good health, it starts in your kitchen. You just can't just pop up and have good health. So the book focuses on, first, how to feng shui your kitchen, because your kitchen is the pathway to good health. And then feng shui means to clean, to cleanse. So for example, in your kitchen, it's recommended that the number one thing that you must get rid of is your microwave. And the book tells you 10 reasons why you have to get rid of the microwave. And one of the reasons is when you put anything into a microwave, it changes the molecular structure of the product, which your body cannot digest. It formulates things in the body that the body cannot digest. And the other thing, when you get rid of your microwave, then you should, most importantly, have yourself an alkaline water filtering system. It's not like a Brita system. Brita systems filter out water. Alkaline water filtering systems converts the tap water to alkaline water. It's a difference. The Brita system filters water, like maybe filters some of the contaminants, but the alkaline water filter system gets rid of, eliminates the chlorine and the lead and all those other microscopic problems, that's captured in the water. So the book is exciting. I'm a distributor of the alkaline water filtering system, but there's also ways in which you can develop your own business if you want to start a home-based business with the alkaline water filtering system. But I feel that eventually everybody is going to have a filtering system, because the water that's coming from wherever it's coming from is not only contaminated, and the other bottled water, wherever that's coming from, is also contaminated, because the bottles have this chemical called phthalates in it. Phthalates leaks from the plastic bottle itself. They don't tell you that. The bottled water is sitting in the warehouse, and you don't know whatever else is happening in that water that you're drinking. And most importantly, the body is 90% water. So you can't drink tea, and you can't drink coffee, you can't drink juice to substitute for the water that you need. So the book is an exciting little item that I'm the author of, and hopefully everybody will come over and buy the book. It's $10. You can get it online, but I have a few here for you to enjoy, go home and read. It's a pocket book. Put it in your pocket, take it with you, read it, and enjoy it. Very informative. We want everybody to be healthy, along with being wealthy. I don't know if that's first or last. Health is first, and wealth comes with it. Thanks.
Again, I'm Cheryl in song. I sing, perform a variety of music. I do jazz mostly. I also do Caribbean music, Caribbean rhythms, folk, reggae, and I also sing inspirational. So it's a mix of that. I also do some classic R&B as well. I like a mix of music, so I think the mix of music is enjoyable to my audiences as well. You can take a brochure before you go. It details all the things I do. As I said, I create music for stage, for theater, for special events. So if you have a special anniversary coming up and you'd like to commemorate that event with a special song, I can do that for you. You just share with me some of the special private details about your relationship, and we can do that. So I write special music. I have done so for many years, and I look forward to doing so for you. I also perform, and I'd like to do that for you now. One of the songs from my jazz EP, Straighten Up and Fly Right. Most of the music I do is very well known. This is actually a jazz EP of well-known jazz standards. This one was done by Nat King Cole, but I tend to put a little bit of a Cheryl stamp on it. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. A buzzer took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw that monkey off his back. The monkey turned around and said, "Now listen, Jack. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of jiving? Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzer told the monkey, you are choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzer right dead in the eye and said, your story is so touching, it sounds just like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up
down, Papa. Don't blow your top. Cool down, Papa. Don't blow your top. Just cool down, Papa. Don't blow your top. Cool down, cool down, Papa. Don't blow your top. Cool down, Papa. Don't blow your top. Cool down, cool down, Papa. Don't blow your top. You better cool down. 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 Papa, you better cool down. You better cool down. You better cool down. Cool down.
So thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing some more for you later.
Once again, I think you guys expect me to make a presentation after that beautiful rendition and get any attention at all. Anyways, in my years of doing diabetes research, I have come up with a dreadful conclusion that American food is the worst food on earth. And it's caused through the productivity and the storage, because every kind of food has chemicals. When you get a piece of beef, for example, that cow been killed maybe 3 months, and it's stored in a cooler, and then it goes to the wholesaler, and from the wholesaler, it goes into the marketplace, then it goes to the supermarket. And if you don't believe me, when you walk into that supermarket, you will smell a stench from the meat department. This is no joke. In addition to that, we have what is called GMO, modified food and production. The chemicals, you cannot digest food that is chemicalized. Your body is not prepared for that. You take, for example, a nice, beautiful steak that's been stored up for about a year. And according to the scientists, you're supposed to digest your food within 2.5 hours. Take, for example, just to name a few, corned beef, sardines. These things are out there in storage for months and sometimes years. You're supposed to digest this food in 2.5 hours. And they chemicalize them to last 3 years. Check the cans and the dates, and you will see. Having said that, I tell you this, the past 2 days, I went to the supermarket because I wanted to cook. And I couldn't buy anything to cook. I couldn't eat anything. I subsequently bought 2 yams, and I haven't cooked them yet. I have them home right now. There's nothing there to eat that's safe to eat. Yet we are polluting ourselves with a dangerous poison, and we continue to do that. If we change our eating habits, change the food we eat, you will realize that you're in a better person. Some years ago, I had back surgery, and the doctor prescribed a wheelchair. I can't tell you what I said because it wasn't pleasant. But I used some untouchable words. Don't say anything, Pastor. What happened is that one morning, I got up and I put pills in my hand, and there were 13. I said, my God, I'm not going to live this way. And I went, bam, I threw 13 pills, I swallowed them, I drank a glass of water, I made a promise to God I'll never do this again. Now I take 3 pills. I'm diabetic, only because I must. But metformin is the highest sold pill in the world next to Viagra. Trust me. Metformin is really not good for you, but it's the best there is. Insulin is not good for you, but it's the best that we have. The pharmaceuticals have no intention of changing that because they're making money. They have guinea pigs. I equate diabetes, for example, to a bowl of corn, and you let chickens on it and you pick it up one by one until you're no more. Diabetes causes blindness, kidney failure, liver failure, heart attacks, arteriosclerosis, and all sclerosis. Everything there is that's detrimental to mankind. Why does our government allow this to happen? And I don't care whether it's Obama or Bush or Trump or whomever. Why does it happen? Why do we allow it to happen? We as a people, why don't we make a demand? But why don't we go into the supermarket and refuse? Bring good food. I've gone into the supermarket in the black community, for example. The food is third grade inferior. Why do we buy it? I think I'll have a little more to say, but I'll take a rest at this point. Thank you.
One of the things we try to establish when we come together is the fundamental philosophy behind working in this kind of environment as we network with each other. We have a simple statement where we say collective will plus collective skill will bring collective dollar bill. I challenged Herb, and there's another gentleman right in our midst that you'll hear from in a little while because he's going to talk about education. I challenged both of them. I said, listen, for the wealth of information that we know we are able to tap into, if we do not disseminate this kind of information in a timely and effective manner, we will be going down in history as being men most irresponsible. And for this reason, you come in a setting like this where we are showcasing things, we call this the on-stage element of it. But beyond it, we also have set up, and I must applaud each merchant for what it is you're specializing in. But like that 3D printer, when we take this thing and we are in this kind of setting, we take something like this for granted. But let me ask everybody, I'm going to ask the same question I always ask. If you were there when Bill Gates came up with his concept for Microsoft, and he said to you, I want to give you an opportunity to get in on the ground floor, what would your answer have been?
Not interested.
You're honest.
Not interested because we're not involved. If we were involved, if we were interested, then we would be involved.
Okay. So can you imagine how many people are beating themselves up because they turned down that opportunity? Can you imagine how many people wish they were able to get on the bandwagon while they were still within reach of that bandwagon? Now let's ask a question. How would you describe a man like Bill Gates today? Huh? Super rich? No, man. No, you have to know the difference between rich and wealthy now, you know. The sports figures who are collecting millions of dollars, they are rich. The ones paying them, they are wealthy. Bill Gates, he's paying the others who are what? Rich. What does that make him? Wealthy. All right, there you go. So that's the kind of thing. Now, it sounds strange, but can you imagine a couple of years from now when this product is a bestseller around the world, and you can recall the fact that you were right there in that very expo where it was being showcased, and you actually saw these men, you met them, you spoke with them firsthand. How many of us have actually started thinking of how you can invest in this kind of business? Hello? Or are you just going to watch them make the money and then you say, I know them? and you look for photo ops after that. You know, that's all right, my brother. That was a good photo op right there. I have a picture where I know him, I met with that's not enough. We've got to take things to another level. So here it is now. We said, let's do this thing. We are on stage, but we're going to put what we're doing also online. We have started radio broadcasts, so we're going to be on air. In fact, while I'm saying that, let me give the other one, and then I introduce the other person, the city. Then we're going to have some directories that will allow people to see those of us who are doing things. Those directories are going to be on desks. Now in that case, the directory will be called the Preferred Merchant Directory. And if your business is distinguished as a preferred merchant activity, then it sets you apart from the rest of those out there. And that's to give you what we call the competitive edge. But of all of this, the beautiful thing is that it's all going to be on budget. We do things in a way that make it affordable. And that's one of the good things about this kind of network. We make things affordable. Now, speaking about on air, Sandy, you heard from Sandy mentioning her book, and trying to make sure that we stay healthy, drinking quality water. Sandy, 2 weeks ago it was, I was in the studio. Why not let Sandy just explain what it is? Sandy, you're right here, and in fact, my interviewer is sitting next to Sandy as well. Let's tell him exactly what it is I'm about to mention here.
Okay, a lot of years ago, I became a producer for my own television show called Business Today. So as a producer, I felt I've been behind the showcase a lot of years, and then I look forward to inviting others to and produce shows for other people. So what I did was I invited Jamila to be the producer of her own show, and she is now the host of Jamila Ali Community Affairs, Jamila Ali. And so Jamila is responsible for getting her own guests, and she had Mr. Moxley on as a guest 2 weeks ago.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, they have a little song that says, "It is no secret what God can do. What He has done for others, He'll do for you." Well, whatever we find as something that's a benefit to us, again, as I said, it's collective will plus collective skill bringing collective dollar bill. We are willing to share. And the idea is whatever works to make business better for one, we see how it can work to make it better for all. We know it's never one size fits all. Things are going to have to be tapered, tweaked, and so on. But the goal is to get you from wherever you are to where you'd prefer to be, succeeding in your business. Now, what are we really after? More customers. Anybody would like more customers? Yeah. Anybody would like better sales and better revenue? Yeah. Anybody would like bigger profits? There's an ad on the radio right now on the TV. If you can apply, if your business is enjoying cash flow, monthly cash flow of $10,000 or more. Now, let's ask the flip side of that. How many of us would like to have a business where you are making millions? You know the difference between whatever you're doing right now and your first million? That's called crunch time. After you have made your first million, what is it called? Lunchtime. Our goal is to move us all to the point where we are what? Enjoying what? Lunch. Right. Who wants to stay in a crunch? The final thing is this. As small as this may be, one of the great things about it is that we have the opportunity, using the various strategies we're employing, to take whatever is happening at a local level and share it globally. With the stuff that is being taped, being televised and so on, we're going to be sharing locally, regionally, and globally. When we're on the air, it is being heard locally, regionally, globally. The stuff that is encapsulated here. When we do and we're going to see it a little later, we're going to do commercials and we're going to do infomercials based on what is happening. And when we begin to advertise you through the Preferred Merchants Directory, you have the database side of it, but you also have an opportunity where your advertisement is being featured along with your name being mentioned in the directory. This is the kind of thing we're talking about. Now, we want to move everybody from obscurity to what? Notoriety. Half of the reason why you don't have more customers is because what? More people don't know about you. It's an issue of awareness. It's an issue of visibility or the lack thereof. The other thing is, many of us would do more if we had more money to do more. We are undercapitalized. We lack what? Capital. As simple as that. Lack moolah, lack cash. And the idea is to get us connected with those who have the money and are willing to invest the money or lend the money, providing we can do the things that will allow them or give them a good excuse to lend or invest that money. This calls for things like a business plan, a marketing plan. This calls for a strong internet presence, a good website that is functional, not just provisional, but functional. It calls for a good marketing strategy that takes into all the different things, the search engine optimization. You're on the air with a program that is recognized. You're on the internet in terms of marketing sites, not just your website, but sites that help to market your business. You're going to be on desks, as I said, through things like the Preferred Merchants Directory. These are the kind of things we're talking about. When we say a network that is designed to help, that's exactly what we're here to do. Finally, the key word we're going to say is this. Whatever you're doing today, ask yourself the question, 5 years from now, where will I be? And where will my product be? And where will my business be? And that goes to the question of branding. Will your product and will your name be a household name? What will it take to move you from here to that position? This is what we're working collectively to achieve. This is, I'm going to say, do not allow yourself to leave without making the connections that will allow us to move from where we are to where we. Yes? With that, I'm going to say we come now to the next stage, having introduced ourselves. We're going to give a special allowance. All right? We're going to give a special allowance. Each meeting, we have a feature spot. Today, the feature is on finance and financial products. But there are some other people in our midst who have not yet introduced themselves that are in business or are working in businesses where they have services and products that could be beneficial to us. So I'm going to ask the rest of us who have not yet introduced ourselves but are in business in one way or another to do so at this point, after which we'll hear from our financial consultant. The other people who have not yet introduced themselves but you are in business, now is your time.
This is one of the challenges that we are having in the community today, where our children, our black children, are underperforming, and definitely I don't think there are much tools given to the teachers in the classroom to enable the students to succeed. However, the teachers are expected to create that kind of miracle to get the children to perform creditably. So we have found out that one of the best things to do is to have what we call supplemental education for our children. Every successful ethnic group in America has an infrastructure to which their children relate in order for them to be successful. We are here this evening to present that kind of challenge to us, whereby we have our supplemental program where our children can tap into to enable the success that we need for the community. Thanks.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Danielle. I have a ministry I would like to talk about. It's called 1024. It's based off of the Bible verse, Hebrews 10, verse 24 and 25. I'll just read it briefly, and then I'll explain the concept behind it. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as ye see the day approaching. So just to give you guys some background to this ministry, it was built off of this Bible verse, which embodied uniting Christians of like mind and like spirit together and encouraging one another and not forsaking meeting together. I found it very important for my particular age group. I'm post-college. I graduated about 2 years ago, and I was so blessed to have, had that opportunity to go there, and I had such a great network at school. But I realized that after I left, some of us went around to our separate locations and our separate residences, and we were never able to come back and convene and talk about some of the pivotal topics that affect us as young adults, especially pertaining to the Word of God. So, you know, I've had a need for that. And what happens is when you don't have something, you start to try to look for other things to fill that void. So a lot of my friends and my peers started going to other events that were secular parties, clubs, and different social gatherings, and they felt that they were compromising their relationship with Christ in the process. And I wanted to provide them with a safe space, a place where they could come and meet with Christ, with people in their age group, in a casual setting. So we have casual events like kickbacks where we kind of come and hang out, eat food, and talk about some hot topics that affect us as Christians. And then we have more formal gatherings, actual parties that have Christian music and a Christian healthy environment for them, so that they don't feel like they have to miss out or resort to other places or other things that are unhealthy. So it's been going pretty well. It's in its starting stage, but we're promoting, and we have logos and things coming to, they're all coming about. So I will keep you all posted and stay tuned, but God is doing a mighty work in this. And if you know anybody who this could benefit, definitely contact me. I have an Instagram that they can follow, and I have other contact information as well. Thank you.
Everyone. It's good for us to be here. I mean, I like this kind of setup. I like this kind of environment. First and foremost, my name is Mark Lewis. I'm an insurance agent, just like my young lady over there. I work with Transamerica under World Financial Group. And what we do, besides selling insurance, we also recruit individuals, recruit and give people an opportunity to be their own boss, to become business owners. Okay? Our motto is simple: no family left behind.
Okay, guys, so once again, my name is Jillian Mullings. I'm with Guardian Life Insurance Company. And our company, it's life insurance company, but we literally do every aspect of financial planning, wealth building, protection, retirement planning, annuities, you name it. We do everything. But, you know, one of the most important things that we do in our job, in my career, is educate. We need to make people understand why we do what we do, how it benefits them, and why it's important for you to take action. Because, you know, we all know the saying, knowledge is power. Well, how many of us would agree with that? Most of us, right? Well, it's only half true. Applied knowledge is power. So it's good to know things. It's good to understand, you know, where you're vulnerable, what things you need to change in your life, or what you can do. But then nothing really changes until you take action. So let's go back to the basics. I want to talk to you about Social Security and how it affects us, especially in the Caribbean community, with our informal economy. And what I mean by that, the informal economy, it's defined in a couple ways. One definition is, you know, the different collection of activities, street trading, odd jobs, that we're all very familiar with, where the workers have no protection by the state or the government. It's also income generated where there's no taxation recorded. It is also legitimately owned and operated businesses where the owners are underreporting their income to save money. So that's just a little capsule definition of what the informal economy is. And for African Americans, we really need to understand what is the force of our economic power. So these are some data from 2010 census, where it showed that from the period of 2002 to 2007, the number of Black-owned businesses skyrocketed by over 60%, which is more than triple the growth rate of other businesses from any other group in the country. So it basically represents over $137 billion worth of income generated from our economic activities. Then when you look at, just going to skip down to the third button, for New York State alone, we have, at the time, we had over 204,000 African American owned businesses, which had an economic force of over $12.8 billion. So that's just one side of the story. Then you want to look at what happens to us in retirement. And there was another great study done. Literally, I just took this exactly from the study. It's called The Key Findings in the Race and Retirement Insecurity Report. So here we are, we're growing businesses, we are generating our own economy, we're employing people, but for some reason we are still behind every other economic group in this country. If you take a look at the first one, workers of color, including Latinos and blacks, only 38% of Latino workers and 54% of black workers are in employment that has 401k or planned retirement plans that they can participate in. Then you skip down, blacks and Latinos are far less likely to have a separate dedicated retirement savings plan compared with whites, who have only 37% of that group do not have a dedicated retirement savings plan. So at the very bottom, this is a startling number to me, for near retirees, and those are people who are age 55 and older, you're facing your retirement coming up in a few years. We typically have about $30,000 saved to live on for a retirement versus $120,000 for the typical white family. That's a really dramatic, stark difference, and we should all be a little bit more than concerned about that. But those two things I just told you, the growth of our business and our economic strength versus what we're doing in retirement, though they don't add up. It's almost like we have a very split personality with our relationship with money. We need to talk about that. FICA is your friend, okay? So when you are a regular employee, if you have a nice job somewhere, your employer pays half of the FICA taxes and you pay the other half, and it goes towards your Social Security and Medicare benefits. If you are self-employed, you actually pay both halves yourself. It's called SECA. But you get to write off half of that as a legitimate business expense. So you still wind up paying the same thing into the system. And Social Security, you might have, I don't know if you've ever seen the acronym OASDI, and it's for Old Age Survivors and Disability Income. So whenever you pay into Social Security, it provides benefits for you, the worker, yourself for disability if you become sick or disabled and you can't work anymore, also for some of your beneficiaries, and then your pension when you retire. It also provides a spousal income, so you might work, both of you might work, both spouses might work, but your spouse, depending on who makes the greater income, is entitled to 50% of whatever you made without tapping into his or her benefit. So I'll explain a little bit more on that later. And then, of course, you have survivors' benefits. And survivors can be your dependents, of course, your dependent children. It can also be dependent parents, depending on how old you are and when you pass. $14,800 is what the average African American male was taking home in his Social Security versus $12,500 per year for the African American female. And the second one is where I'm concerned. For Social Security recipients, single, 25% versus married, 55%, reported that their Social Security income made up 90% or more of their total monthly income. So if $14,000 a year, that's about $1,600 a month. If that's 90% of your total income, what kind of life are you living in New York on that kind of monthly income and nothing else to fall back on? So really, really start to pay attention to these things. So who benefits? This is it's kind of cool. So it shows that a widow can collect 100% of your benefit at their own maximum retirement age, 66 or 67 in most cases. Or at age 60, they can get up to 71 to 99% because they're filing early before their own full retirement age. A disabled widow or widower can start collecting at age 50. A child under age 18 or 19, if they're still in high school, will get 75% of your benefits. And then for your dependent parents, if they're age 62 or older, it shows what their benefit could be if it's one or both of them that are still living. I want to go back to the one about the children. So for the child benefit, if your child is under the age of 16 when you pass, they can collect a benefit because they're entitled to, and the person who's taking care of them also collects a benefit of the same proportion. Then, of course, if you have several dependents, they split the amount so it doesn't exceed that threshold of 180%, but whatever, everybody gets something. It's important because if you are not legally married to the person who is the parent, the other parent, whether it's male or female, if you are not legally married to them, your child will get a benefit, but then that other person will not get their share of a benefit. So what does that do to your household? And this is kind of upsetting to me because that extra money can be the difference between somebody coming home and making sure the homework is done, college applications are filed, the kids are home and safe, versus taking a second job or doing God knows what, and your kids are out running the streets and getting into trouble. It makes a difference in the quality of life, the choices that we make. So I really want to emphasize how important it is to not be so informal in our lifestyles. This is straight out of New York Daily News, maybe 3 weeks ago. This is a real life story. Woman is in a situation because she worked for over 40 years. She was a paralegal, so she had a good job. And she makes about $1,600 a month on Social Security now, and just found out that there will not be a cost of living increase next year. So she was expecting maybe an extra $150 a month that was going to make a big difference in her life. Not going to happen. So there are no guarantees, but you can start protecting yourself if you plan for it and you save in addition to Social Security. Social Security was never meant to be your only source of income in retirement. It was meant to supplement your other savings. So if you're not doing anything else, you're going to be in trouble. So what are some of the things you can do? With our company, we have a strategy for building a bridge to retirement, and it's all about, start thinking about what some of your goals are, define them. Look at the time horizon. Am I 15 years out? Am I 20 years? Am I 30 years out from retirement? What can I start doing now? How can I change some of my spending and saving habits? Then you want to act. You want to take action. Review your sources of potential retirement income. Is that going to be, do I like to invest in real estate? Will I have some rental income? Do I have a side business? Am I selling Mary Kay? You want to look at different sources of income, where you can cut back and where you can make it up in the end. And then, of course, you want to take the attitude of constantly reviewing what your financial plans are. You want to, every year, if you have life insurance policies, do a policy review. Every time a child is born, you do a policy review. You might want to buy some life insurance for them. If you get divorced, if you change jobs, whatever the case may be, if you buy a home, if you sell a home, look at ways that you can update your overall portfolio and plan for the future. And that's my talk.
We're going to start visiting each other's tables to see what's happening. And while that is going on, Cheryl will be sharing in song. And while that is happening, I'll be slipping away to get a few plates or napkins so we can slice up a cake that's here for refreshment. Just before we start moving around, I have a question. What is the purpose of advertising? That's the benefit. What is the purpose of advertising?
Introduce your product.
Larger market.
To introduce your product or service to a larger market. Yes. What else?
Strength brand identity, brand awareness.
Brand awareness. All these nice terms. What is the purpose of advertising?
To make money.
That's the benefit.
Oh. To get people to know you.
To get people to know you.
To get you.
A lot of people know a lot of people and that still doesn't work. That means advertising.
Spend your money.
Get you to what?
Spend your money.
Getting there.
Let your product sell itself.
Let your product sell itself. What's the purpose of advertising? All right. To influence perception and action. To influence what? Perception and it's either something that is known or something that is perceived. And the whole purpose behind advertising is to influence buying behavior. Yes? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. I am about to carry out an exercise as we get ready to move around with a certain level of prediction that I can sit right where I am and influence exactly what you think. And I can guarantee by the time we're finished this simple exercise, most will have arrived at the conclusion that I will tell you at the end. Are we ready?
Ready.
Who's ready to take up the challenge? Let's go. Think of a number.
8.
No, don't tell me a number. You just think of your number. Because you're going to do some stuff with it. Multiply that number by 9. Yes? We have an answer? Subtract 5. Whatever digits are involved in the number you're looking at, add that number, add the digits involved until you arrive at a single digit. So if you had 4 and 5, if you had 4 to 5 as your answer, you add the 4 and the 5 and you're going to get one digit, which is what? 9, okay? So you know what you're thinking still. Don't tell me yet. Now, you have the single digit in your mind. If you added it and it came to still 2 digits, keep adding until you have 1 digit, right? We're going to have 1 digit in mind now. Are we there?
We're there.
Okay, next thing then. Match that single digit to the letter of the alphabet with the same number. So if it was B, the number would have been 2. So if you're thinking 2, then you're going to think of the letter B. If you're thinking 5, the number would be E. Okay. So have we done that? Match a letter to the number you're thinking? Yep. Now think of a European country that starts with that letter. Are we there? Yep. Can you think of a European country now? Yep. That starts with that letter? Now take the second letter of that country. Are we there? Think of an animal that starts with that second letter. Yes? Think of the color now of that animal. By now, most of us should be thinking of a gray elephant from Denmark.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Huh? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
I'm not saying everybody would have to. I said most of us should have by now been thinking of a gray elephant from Denmark.
That's right.
Well, how many of us were thinking of a gray elephant from Denmark? By show of hands. How many of us got lost along the way so we didn't calculate the thing right? In other words, we can have a predetermined result if we know exactly how to control and manage a process. Advertising works, it's a science. And I'm happy to say it because tonight I'm so excited, you'd never know how much, because something that is based on a specific science is at work in our midst. Yes? I hope we take one moment to go and really pay attention to what is happening over there. So, all right? Now, we're going to take some time to see what each person has to offer. Bear in mind, people have preconceived notions about whatever it is you're going to be sharing. You have to figure as you share how to advertise what you have so that by the time you're finished, you can get the desired outcome. Hello? It's not just information. It's also the perception regarding that information based on how you share it. So let's network right now. We introduce ourselves, we introduce our businesses, give business cards, give flyers, whatever it is. Let's spend some time really getting to know each other, doing meaningful business, and then after this we come back together again. Meantime,
if you were to get to Harvard or Columbia without even a scholarship, you'd have only paid 15% of the cost. As long as you acquire that 5 and that required SAT scores. We need to position our children to achieve that. Why we are not achieving it? Because the classroom is not giving us adequate preparation. I was told a couple of years ago when my daughter was in high school, wanted to do a subject, and she was having difficulty. The teacher told me that my daughter should drop out. And that pains my heart. And so when I came back to the community, I realized I didn't have any help. It was even further devastating. However, by the time my son get to that stage, we were able to organize a group of us who actually propel him. So my son, not only was he successful, he got 7 subjects, 6 APs in the first course. Got to RIT and half scholarship. They gave me $35,000 out of $51,000, and also 22 credits accepted. Wow. That's what I want to do. I want to do for our community, because our children have the ability. Yeah. It's just that we are not paying enough attention. Yeah. We have so many bright parents who have supposedly dumb kids. That doesn't add up. My scientist friends over there will tell you about genetics and the medicine. Your child cannot have your DNA and come out a dumb child. That doesn't add up. So we are saying. So we are saying our program will enable us to like my able scientists over there, the educators, we can stay at home and even help to tutor and mentor our students in the community. So what I'll do later on is actually reach out to everybody, give you the information to connect, and then we have a presentation that we can all get familiar with what we're offering. So again, even though it was disappointing for some people, thank you for coming out, and hopefully that we can meet then online and we can actually make up for this moment. Okay, thanks.
This gentleman who is the artist involved, yes, photographer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, came in and I think with the transportation issues that others were having, he was delayed. But he's here. Now I want to just welcome you. I want to ask you just to introduce yourself, tell us your name, if your business has a name, tell us the name of the business, and tell us about your business so that before we leave, we can come and patronize whatever is your effort that you're having right here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm Donnie Rochester. I'm a colleague of Brother Bedward, yes. Schoolmate and church brother. All right. A very close friend.
Excellent.
I've been traveling to Jamaica. As I said, I'm Donnie Rochester. I've been traveling to Jamaica, taking, for vacation, like 2 or 3 times per year. So I just thought, because of the fact that the country is so beautiful, and the ambience, it sort of got to me. So I took a couple of cameras, started taking pictures, and spoke to Brother Bedward about improvising, initiating like a business that we could actually reach out to Jamaicans to get loans sometimes, especially in the winter coming up and everything. Show them what that Jamaica still exists. It's a beautiful country, and we got to sell. We try to sell the brand of Jamaica to all the world interests.
Right, excellent.
The name of the business is done is Island Pictures.
All right. Well, welcome. Let's give him a welcome. I'm quite sure for those who would like to support your business, you have some special pricings for this kind of environment. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to ask everybody just to take a moment before we leave, just like we were able to network. Just look in and see what he has, hear pricing. You may not purchase tonight if you don't have the plan to do so, but hey, it's Christmas. They make wonderful gifts. Yeah?
Super rough. Hey, it's been a while since I saw you last. I'm trying to track my hands down your feels like a couple minutes when an hour pass. I'm just trying to get the feeling for that hour pass. I want you to know the feel, this hour last. You know I'm just trying to chill, but that's how it pass. And you know it's real when you rap about it. Beautiful things always seem to take the sour path. But it's cool, I moved on, I got objectives. I got rap, got class, I got electives. We so dim, yet the bond was so electric. I guess there was a short and short. Love is never something that you abort. You just gotta manage the heat if you the one that carry the torch. So far from the chair on the porch. We rush into the driveway with rings in the porch. For a second I believed this was the solution. Knowing it's fake and believing it's still how much delusion. You live and learn, you crash and burn, we only human. You live and learn, we crash and burn, we only human. Hey, we only human. And I ain't tryna hurt no more. And I ain't tryna hurt no more. I guess I got time, but everything just hurts much more. Why does everything just hurt much more? Yeah, and I ain't tryna hurt no more. And I ain't tryna hurt no more. I guess I got time, everything just hurts much more. Cause everything just hurts much more. It's like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturday. It's so bittersweet. Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturday. Hey, it's like a Saturday breakup. Yeah, it's like a Saturday breakup. Yeah. It's like a Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue Saturdays like Saturday, blue. Everybody give him safe.